welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the concept of the inner critic, that voice in your head that judges you, demeans you, and shines a harsh spotlight on your weaknesses. But what if I told you this voice isn't just one singular critic? You might have an entire panel of critics working overtime in your mind. And today, we're going to meet 5 common ones. So let's get started. What is the inner critic? The term inner critic refers to a subpersonality that many of us develop over time. Unlike your inner coach, which gives constructive feedback to help you grow, the inner critic focuses on tearing you down. It magnifies your flaws, judges you harshly, and often leaves you feeling paralyzed. When it's too loud, it can lead to social anxiety, fear of judgment, shame, guilt, and even depression. Sounds familiar? Well, let's meet these inner critics and see if you recognize any of them. Meet your 5 inner critics. The perfectionist demands nothing less than flawlessness. It tells you that anything less than perfect is failure. While striving for high standards can be good, this critic makes you afraid to even start something new because you're scared of making mistakes. The inner bully thrives on harsh criticism. It belittles you with statements like, "You're so stupid," or "You'll never amount to anything." This critic erodes your self-esteem and makes you question your worth. The guilt tripper loves to remind you of every mistake you've ever made. It keeps you tied to the past, making you feel guilty about things you can't change. You should have done better. You let everyone down. Sound familiar? The catastrophizer always expects the worst. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? It thrives on fear and anxiety, keeping you from taking risks or trying new things. The people pleaser is all about avoiding conflict and gaining approval. It tells you that your value comes from making others happy, even at the expense of your own needs. It's exhausting, isn't it? Are you a slave to these critics? So, are you a slave to any of these inner critics? If you've nodded along to any of these descriptions, you're not alone. We all have inner critics, but the good news is you don't have to let them run your life. How to manage your inner critics. Here are 3 ways you can start quieting those inner critics today. Identify the voice. Recognize when your inner critic is speaking. Is it the perfectionist? The inner bully? Naming it helps separate it from your true self. Challenge the thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought true? What evidence do I have? Often, inner critics exaggerate or lie. Cultivate your inner coach. Replace harsh self-talk with constructive, encouraging feedback. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a friend. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.